Have you ever heard this? If you have, listen.
We're okay. Oh my goodness, we're live and hot. What's going on? Will Gage.
What up, baby?
Nick Diaz. Thank you guys for being here, man. We're hot and live, I think. So I'm sorry, I was trying to start a little watch here so I could just keep track of my own here. Cool. Yeah. How you guys doing? Thanks for coming out, man. Appreciate y'all. You're alive.
Thanks, good to be here.
That's good, man. Don't even just pretend it's like whatever you're having. Whatever. Nick, what's up, man?
I'm still blown away by this space because this is one of those new comedy clubs in Austin.
Yeah, Black Rabbit.
And
and it's what, 2 years? Like 2 years old?
About a year and a half.
Oh, year and a half. Okay.
The first time I came in here, it was just like a little bar. I think I had a beer and then I left. And
you said it was like a speakeasy before?
Yeah. What was it like when you first?
It was actually a little disappointing. It was more like a sports bar vibe than it was speakeasy.
Yeah.
At least that night that I walked in, like they had games on, people were a little loud, and I was looking for like a quiet drink. So I had a drink, but it wasn't. I thought it was gonna be speakeasy, style.
And it was tiny, right?
It's the size of that.
Oh, same size.
It's like that's what it was. It just had like a bar running against the back wall, and then the rest of the room was just like some like bar tables, like the high tops.
What's sorry, I just have one more question.
No, dude.
What is the so on every Saturday night we saw a poster and it said shave parties Saturday. What are shave parties?
Shit, I don't even know.
Oh shit. Okay.
See,
Nobody
that
ever
can get weird real quick.
Shaving like beards,
I don't know. There's
legs.
There was belts.
Too much ambiguity
Gillette?
there.
armpits.
There was belts and bolts in the wall, and so behind the bar.
bro.
So and then there's a shave party. So
Oh,
They weren't messing
so
around.
it
They
was
found the
sexual.
stud.
Yeah, that shit was sexual. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe.
see, I guess maybe too. Well,
maybe.
maybe to get people's interest, they might have to have like implied it could have been sexual to
Right.
get people to come out.
I mean, I think
they
that's
might have actually done
I think
more
that's
to
the
scare
game,
people
bro.
away, though.
I bet the Black Rabbit gets sexual.
I mean, I don't know. It's funny because there's the Black Rabbit and there used to be the White Rabbit in San Antonio,
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the punk
which
rock
is
club?
now something else.
Paper Tiger.
That's
Paper
right.
Tiger.
Which
Do you
is-
know Hydra Melody from San Antonio? Do you know those guys?
I might have heard their name before, but no, I'm not sure
They've been
I do.
around for ever. They're getting back together. Anyway, Hydra Melody, shout out.
Cool.
Yeah, I love too Kabaza. He fucking repped because I never wear hats, but you always wear hats, and you
He does all the time.
You didn't wear Spurs hat. Wait.
Well, there was these two this hat and my Spurs hat sitting there, and I just grabbed this one. It was closest to me when I left.
Is that a flaming guitar?
It is.
Nice, I like it.
Had this hat custom
So
made.
Will, did you know this?
Cool.
Nick Will had somebody dress up as him for Halloween.
I heard about that. I don't know if I saw the actual picture.
great.
But yeah.
I posted it. Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah.
And he nailed it.
It was
too.
actually really
He
funny,
nailed-
too,
he
'cause, like,
fucking
that-
nailed it.
It's funny because you would think I would be into Halloween because October is my birthday month, and I'm not
Mine too.
opposed
It's my
to it.
birthday
I love
month.
Halloween, and I like seeing other people dressing up and whatnot. But I'm like, it just seems like a lot of effort, and then I'm like,
I agree.
feel like
I'm the
I
same
always
way.
say I'm a better procrastinator than I'm a musician.
Well,
So to me, it's just like I'm not gonna put the effort into it. But also, I was saying earlier that day, which is really
were you
ironic.
flattered by it at all? Was it
Oh,
flattering?
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't be, right?
Yeah.
But it was also totally unexpected because
fucking
all
weird,
day
bro.
before that, I was like, why would I dress up for Halloween? Because no one dresses up as me. Well,
I went as me, bitch, the shredder. Master Shredder.
I learned my lesson to expect the unexpected that night. So
I got to see
funny.
this picture now.
my buddy Kyle
picture.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Funny,
Yeah, dude.
Funny as hell.
It's an old pal of yours? The guy?
Yeah, you know Kyle Wilson. He hangs out with Jimmy Dreams all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Jimbo
Pinche.
Dreams, that piece of shit.
Yeah.
He has the best poster. He told me, I love Bill Hicks, dude, comedian, shout out.
Yeah.
And he's like, he has one, and he says I don't know if you've seen this one. It's Bill Hicks, and he's got like a gun pointing, and it says, stick to your guns.
Okay.
Like, that's fucking great, bro.
Hell yeah.
I tried to Google, I can't find it anywhere. I'm like, fucking, that's dope as fuck. I'm going to go steal it from Jimmy Dreams' house.
No, I don't know if you can get the stink off it. Damn it! I'll tell him I said that. I mean,
Hey, We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Fuck him. He gave me so much shit after my Kill Tony said, fuck him.
Did you really?
He gave me so much shit. I got more shit from him than
My
almost
buddy
anyone.
made me watch that, and I really was like not into it. They're like,
Dude, I already did that.
so
We
I was
already.
like, I don't want to see that. Like,
It
it's not
actually
funny to
wasn't
me,
as
and
bad as
felt
I
bad
thought it
for you.
was, bro. Our first
You know.
episode on this
Plus, I
was
don't-
me
you know,
reacting.
honestly, it's just me. I don't really like.
I saw
don't
Tony
like
last
Kill
night
Tony.
too. I ran into him last night, and he fucking knows who I am, bro.
That's cool.
He dapped me, and I'm like, yeah, you don't like me, but what's up? You know?
Does he like anyone?
I don't know.
Does
Probably
anyone
not.
like him?
Probably.
All right, I'm sorry.
I respect what he's done. Like honestly, like to build what he's built is
Dude, that's
impressive.
That's a nice feeling, and
It's
he knows
impressive.
who you are. Like,
Yeah, no, and I
he's a
mean,
big
like
name.
obviously, like I'm not gonna like there's just things you don't do, right? You know, you just don't do those things. They don't serve you in any way. And like I don't know if in music is cooperative. I've said this before, but it's like in comedy, it's like it could be a crab in a bucket thing with people, and it's like turn it into a zero-sum game where it's like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
this is not fun anymore. That's where I got. I'm like,
gotta
I'm not
say,
having
like,
fun.
you gotta
Comedy
have fun.
ain't funny.
You gotta have fun, dude.
Well,
Anything you do, you gotta have
you
fun.
gotta have fun, but if you can be on the creative thing or have your creative endeavors monetizing in a way that you don't have to necessarily think, and so that you can actually get into that, then yes,
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
it seems like like you said, it should be fun, and sometimes I wonder if that situation is fun because they like you get 1 minute, and then it's like, and then we're gonna fucking grill you. It's like it's not my kind of situation. I'm
say-
not saying
yeah.
it's not for everybody. I'm not saying I know everything, but for me, it's like it's just too much awkward.
They're intense
Awkward,
too. They
you
go
know.
for it. They go for the jugular.
It's like
oh,
shit
yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm
And-
fine
and
with
there's
shit
a
talking,
lot of
but too much
hyperbole.
shit talking.
Yeah.
a lot of hyperbole.
Yeah,
Joe
man.
List is like, that's the worst set I've ever seen. I'm like, you haven't been to very many open mics, bro. Like, I got some
a
laughs.
reason
They
for
weren't a
that.
lot of laughs. It wasn't good, but
Yeah.
it was some.
That's still
Like,
cool.
fuck
You were
it.
on that show though.
Huh?
That's still cool. You were on
Well,
that show.
yeah. I mean, and dude, it's it's one of those things
Question.
that I feel like after going through, like, because Kabaza was here for the first episode where I watched it and just did it and was like, yeah, got it out. It was like, okay, it doesn't have a power over me now like that did. And it also made me realize I was catastrophizing it probably to the worst nth degree. And it wasn't good, but it wasn't like as bad as I had made it out to be in my head. So
Yeah.
it was good. So I'm like, fuck
Would you do it again? if
I
you
am
had
going to
to?
do it again.
You are okay.
I am. I
Cool.
mean, whenever I can get up, because there's like 900 people every week. I don't know, but I don't want to like nudge anybody because I know I could. Like, I could probably nudge like D's or somebody, be like, hey, could you? But I'd rather just. They see my name. If they want to pull me up, they can do it. It's like it's random, but it's not really random as it. I mean, it is random though, for sure. But
Well, if you do it that way, then it's more honest, and it's like you're not trying to like.
yeah, I'm not trying
Push
to
your
like.
way in there.
I don't have a leg up
And
in
when you
some way.
get
I
up,
just
it's
gotta
like,
go
yeah.
earn. But I already know. Yeah, I already know what bit I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do like an old reliable. One of those ones I wrote like way back. So yeah. So like anything can happen in a minute, bro. Anything. Like a minute is just, and also a minute doesn't say a lot about how funny someone is. Either.
No, I wouldn't say
No
so.
matter how
That's why I
well
kinda think
or
it's a
bad
terrible
they do.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's.
Well, if you think about it,
but it's like either if you can't do it in a minute, then it's.
Well, think about this in terms of like a
In a
musical
New York
situation.
minute.
You can't even
Woo.
a minute. Like that's not even a half a fucking song. So it's like it's
yeah,
it's kind of
it's-
ludicrous.
You
but-
better rip.
You know.
in that minute.
How many
Let it
jokes
go.
did you do when
Rip
you did
the
it? Like
whole
in that
minute.
minute? Like what'd you get in? Like 2, 3?
A minute of shredding.
Fucking A.
I did like I think 2 jokes.
2? Yeah.
Yeah, 2,
I was
yeah.
like, I'm like in there where it's like 2, maybe 3, but you have a third you could, but you're like, I'm not gonna have enough time to get there. So you get up there, do maybe 2 jokes. Like, and a joke can have like tags, so like you could tell a joke, set it up, punchline, and then maybe like tag it a couple of times, and
Well, it seems like
then go to the next
that
joke.
limit on the time is like setting everyone up for failure instantly, like immediately. So it's like, here, Cole, you only get this much time, and so everyone's
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah.
It seems like the potential for bombing is like
But that's
Oh,
what people,
huge.
That's what people tune in for.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking sadist shit,
Some
dude. Is what it
Jerry
is.
Springer shit.
It's a fucking bunch of sadists every week.
Is that how that how
Same.
that podcast started?
Yeah,
It was
no
like
wonder I
that
don't like
exact
it.
same format, or kind of like
I
morphed?
think so. When he was in LA at the store, was it? I know he had a
Yeah.
band. He had a band there too.
He did.
I don't know if it was like as. I mean, it's fucking Grooveline. They're all fucking pros.
Yeah,
you know what I
but-
mean. So,
but
but
they're
I don't know
like
if
a
it was
newer
that
edition
level.
still,
but
too.
say
So
what?
They're a newer edition still, kind of like.
Well,
6
right.
months.
No. Yeah. I mean, it
Yeah.
started with like D's.
Yeah.
Because Hinchcliffe was rolling out to the spot every Monday for like a while, and so he would come out and he knew D's, and so I think that's how D's kind of got plugged in there, and then it basically Grooveline came on
Yeah.
board all of them.
I just met Deez the other night for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Love that guy.
We like knew of each other, and
Yeah.
we have a lot of the same colleagues, friends, whatever. But like, yeah, I had never met him. He's so nice.
Dude, yeah, I love
Sweet
him,
guy.
man.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Gangster on the keys.
Bruh.
Yeah, that guy can play anything.
Bruh. He's up. I mean, there's only a few cats I would even like when I think of him. It's like maybe like Dane, and then there's not very many, dude. But
There's
Deez
a lot
is
of
like,
great cats in town, but to me, like whenever I think of him, like I'm like, yeah, he's definitely at the top of the
the
top of
game,
the
dude.
crowd.
Well, and he's a
In
pro.
town.
He's a pro.
He's
And
got
it
a
just
cool
makes me
vibe,
appreciate
too. Like,
people
pros,
like that
bro.
even more
He's
when
got a
they're
good vibe
nice
on
cats.
stage too.
Yeah, well, and honestly,
He's chill,
bro,
he's not arrogant.
I-
He doesn't
Yeah.
come off as. He looks like he's having fun when he's up there.
Always.
How long have
He's
you known
always
John?
smiling.
When he's
Yeah.
up there crushing it.
Yeah.
how long have you known John for?
At least last couple of years, loosely, and then we've.
Dude,
over this last year, we kind of hung out a little bit at the Grooveline Tuesdays and got to know each other a little bit. But
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say I know him all that well, but he knows me, and I always just I never bug him, but I'll always give him a what's up.
Yeah,
and I'll pass
no.
him by,
It real recognize real, dog.
Yeah.
No, I met him a few years ago when he would be with Michael Hale every Monday.
Right.
And so I went out there all the time on Monday, and like that's where Tony and them would go on Mondays after Kill Tony, and then, but yeah, it got wild for a while. But and I met him there, dude, and it's like I've seen him evolve as a leader, like as a lead man, like as a band leader, because he was kind of played. I don't want to say second fiddle to Michael Hale, but they're just Michael Hale. It's Michael Hale.
Well, it's his band.
It's his gig.
Yeah,
it's his
exactly.
gig, yeah.
So, but Deez was still very strong and like as a kind of that right there second guy. But now he's for like Thursdays, he's the leader, and dude, he's coming to his own, bro.
Yeah,
as
he's
far
great.
as like I'm like it's impressive, man. And he fuck that place is rocking. It's insane.
Yeah, it's packed every week.
Yeah, I've only been there on a Thursday like once.
Yeah, it's packed
Yeah.
every week.
Definitely have wanted to go back.
You
but,
need to go, bro, because what they're fucking doing, it's like muling, bro. I mean, every time that guy's, I see that guy.
Nasty. Was nasty.
I was trying to get that
always
fucker
say-
here too. Thanks, Matt.
He's
I'm gonna stop asking.
He has responsibilities and children's.
He does. Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I know. He's so.
And
I'm
he
just like
actually,
I know
like,
if I keep
practices
trying, one of these days I'll
those
get him. It'll line up whenever.
I love that it's going
He's-
so well for him these days. I've known Matt for a good bit, and it's like he used to teach all the time, like at a school, and then he had this like country gig he didn't like too much, but he went out every weekend with them, and it kind of wore him out, and he ended up quitting. He's had so many different gigs in town, and it's nice to see him like have some success right now. It's pretty killer.
Well, and also
Yeah.
to be like.
and like good success. You know?
Fuck
You,
yeah.
you obviously have known him longer than I have, but it's cool to see that he is definitely getting respected. And
Yeah.
like, and people, more and more people around town everyone knows who he is.
Yeah.
It's interested in that kind of stuff. Anyone I talk to, it's like, yeah, Matt Muling's the shit.
Yeah.
And he's a nice guy.
Super nice guy.
Dude.
I always joke too. I'm like,
Super healthy.
I'm like,
too.
man,
He's
if you
super
wasn't such a
diesel.
nice
he like
guy-
posts these videos of him doing like
Him and
pull-ups.
fucking
I've
Gonzalez.
seen that shit.
Dude, him
Yeah,
and Gonzalez going to fucking CrossFit, dude. Fucking dope.
Yeah.
No, I put Matt. I mean, and here's some more. You too. you and him to me. And I know. I mean, I'm also like limited to the circles I run in, and I know there's other circles, and I know there's great things in other circles. But I think like the cream does rise generally, and as far as the cream I've seen rise, the highs, it's like you and Matt. And no offense to you, Nick, because your
Appreciate it.
band, I think
guy's
your band's
bad, dude.
great.
well, I think too, it's like, those times that, I guess over the last couple of years when James Spear and I had the opportunity to kind of do the opening set on Tuesdays at Seaboys for Grooveline, it was like, all right, these dudes are coming in when we're kind of wrapping up our set, and then watching them almost every week, and just and then also just sharing that camaraderie and supporting each other and encouraging each other, and and
That's
talking,
why
talking
I
each
like
other up.
musicians,
It's like,
see?
but I got to be honest. It
Cream's
kind
like, go fuck
of lit a
yourself.
fire under my ass to be like, well, shit, It's like I can do that, like I can, So I felt like even in the last year, especially that last year that we've been kind of doing some of those opening shows for them, and like my playing got better partly because I was pushing myself.
played with him a couple
but
times,
partly, well, not with him necessarily, but maybe we've jammed, but
You did a Groove Line gig or two, didn't you?
because I was filling
Yeah,
in for
you were
him,
filling
just
for Matt.
one.
No, but that's what
But
I mean.
it's
You
like,
played-
yeah,
yeah,
but I was
that
filling
just
in for him 'cause he couldn't make
that
it.
goes to show
But
you.
too, like hearing from him
You know?
to get the, he called me to fill in for him. That was actually a huge honor.
And you,
Hell yeah.
that was
But
when
it
Pac.
definitely,
that was when Pac.
that was the
there.
night Anderson .Paak showed
Dude,
up.
Anderson .Paak rolled in.
Oh, right.
That was sick.
Dude, and it was
You were
like
on that
I
gig?
walked in and he was on. I didn't even
bad.
realize it was him, dude.
badass.
I didn't even realize until after, and he was outside. I was like, "Oh, fucking shit, it's right there."
Dude, I didn't even know either. Like we were on the break and we're getting ready to go up for the second
fucking
set.
played with him.
And like I'm walking in and he walks out and I'm like, that dude looks familiar. But I'm like, yeah, no, we know everybody around here. And I went inside and one of the dudes on stage was like, there was hardly anybody up there. And this one guy was like, hey man, don't freak out or anything. But Anderson .Paak's here. I was like, that's who that was.
Who said that to you?
So I forget one
It's
of the
become
musicians.
such a regular
So I
thing
walked
here,
back
though.
outside.
Now at this point,
Yeah.
that it's not. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't even phase really at this point.
Well,
Because
it's like-
Austin's a hotbed, man.
The word about
yeah.
the Austin music culture has really kind of gotten out the
Yeah.
past few years.
Well, and I mean,
where all
it's-
these people want to come and
Just
just
the
play a
last-
gig here.
Say what?
No, it's always
Yeah.
been known, but it's like
Well,
people are really
there's a
coming
new
here to want to
scene.
play these clubs and
There's
stuff.
a new
you know?
scene going on right now, and anytime, especially I think a lot of it is revolving around C-Boys kind of too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I hear a lot of people, that from the old school or whatever, like Austin ain't what it used to be, or it's all negative.
it
and I'm
is
like,
at
well,
C-Boys,
of
that's for
course,
sure.
everything changes.
C-Boys,
Nothing is
totally.
the same as what it ever used to be. But at the same time,
There are things that
I'm
are
like, have you
preserved.
been to C-Boys on a
Yeah.
Tuesday night, on a
Yeah.
Sunday night, on a whatever, any night of the week?
Yeah,
Or,
y'all been
'cause
on Sundays
to
now.
me, it is
8 years?
Everything is different, but I really feel like, especially at C-Boys, and then there's some other stuff going on at other clubs, Continental Gallery, all that stuff. But it's like, no, it's still happening, and it's still evolving, and there's still badass musicians moving here from all over the country, all over
Yeah.
the world, that are crushing it and keeping that whole that music thing alive here, man.
Dude.
You just got to know where to find it.
Mike and y'all been? Is it what, like 8 years on Sundays now? How long has it
At
been?
least 6 to 8 years, something like that.
Somewhere in
Were
there.
you in the band from the beginning?
Bro.
Yeah. Pretty much, Mike and I started it together before even Jorge got in.
Was it even? Was it always? No, it wasn't always at C-Boys, was it?
No, it was always at C-Boys.
always was at
Well,
C-Boys.
okay, when we're coming out of the pandemic.
Who's your favorite C-Boy?
C-Boys, C-Boys wasn't open yet. They closed. They stayed closed longer than everybody else. So we did move it to Sam's Town Point for just about maybe 4 to 6 months, and under the stipulation that once C-Boys decides to reopen, we're going back over there.
It's kind of funny. I remember
so
when I
It
met,
was great though.
when I met Mike Bernal. He came. We were at the Continental Club, and he came up to me and he knew about my band, and so we just said hi, and he was like, "Oh, my wife loves your music and stuff too," and I was like, "Nice." But then we just kind of started becoming friends, and he was popping up to some of my shows, and then I started calling him too. But it's like he had the Bernals back then, and I didn't even know about it still. Like,
How long have you known him then?
when would that have been? It was right before the pandemic.
Okay. See, and I'm still kind of the new guy around town, so I don't know how long anyone's known each other.
Yeah.
And I just assume everyone.
You
Sometimes too, I
came up
assume
for
everyone just knows each
Santa.
other already, and I'm like, oh, you don't know so and so, like,
Right.
oh, well, then y'all need to meet, So I didn't realize that y'all hadn't known each other all that long.
No, it's been
that.
less for sure. I'd 6 years maybe,
Shit.
something like that.
C-Boys
we
has been
wasted no
around
time
for
becoming compas and hanging out.
When
bro.
did C-Boys?
You and me?
Well,
we do not.
you and him and you and me too.
When
yeah.
did C-Boys originally open?
Oh, it's been open for
As-
a while.
as
Like
C-Boys.
16,
16?
maybe 15.
Yeah, almost
Right around then.
about 10 years or
Okay.
so, I think.
Yeah. I remember when it changed.
That dude, I know
'Cause it was
whatever.
trophies.
I never saw an
Trophies, yeah.
advertisement for it. I just used to live off South Congress and Alpine, and I would drive past it, and I would drive past it at night, and I'd be like, it just called me in. I'm like, I
got a vibe.
have to go in there. I don't know what's happening, but every time that door opens,
Yeah.
I see Mayhem in there, and it's
Yeah.
like, that looks fun. I need to see what's happening. And then it turns out, like this, that's the thing I appreciate too about a place like C-Boys and some other spots where it's like the standard is very high. So like Sundays, Tuesdays, whatever day it is, it's a high standard that is there. It's like the caliber you can expect, and it doesn't matter what night. Dude, on Tuesdays, I guess, I don't know, is Groove Line back again? But It's been D Madness or they opened.
Right.
Dude, what they're doing, fucking groovy as fuck,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, D-Manus is cool, man.
Dude, that
Yeah.
fucking
Anything-
virtuoso motherfucker.
Anything D Madness touches turns to gold.
I helped him install his DVD player one time.
Nice.
What does he do with a DVD player?
Right?
Hey, I mean,
That was
I'm
my
just being
question.
it's a real question.
was my initial
it's
question.
not hateful. He is
D,
a blind man.
I'm gonna tell this.
You can listen to CDs on a DVD player, but
I
I
think I
mean,
told
like,
this
you can
already on
watch
the podcast.
movies. You can listen to the sound, I guess. But I'm just like, that's kind of
Dude,
interesting.
right?
Not
Dude,
saying
it
it's
was
ridiculous,
hilarious.
just,
you
you
know,
know.
Annie.
Yeah, maybe he is.
You know
maybe he puts
Annie's-
the movies on. And he just listens.
You know Annie Steele? Do you know Annie Steele? Annie, like with the house, she has the studio over in Travis Heights.
Yeah, no.
Have you ever
I've
been
heard-
over there?
No, I feel
like,
like I've heard her name before.
She's great.
Redheaded and she takes pictures sometimes.
She's friends with D, so she took me over to his apartment and like, she's like, yeah, he needed some help with the DVD player, and I'm like, I was like, okay, and so I'm like, well, but she's like, well, he likes to listen to the sound.
yeah.
Right. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. And so I went in and I installed it, and it was like all the cables he had were like super fucking old ones. It's like where you have 5 of them and shit or whatever. So it's like I'm like trying to get it right and figure, and I'm getting like where I get the sound, so it's on, but I can't get the picture working right. And D's like, do you have the picture working? And I'm like, well, I don't, but I'm like, you know, like, what does it matter?
He's like, nah, man.
No,
get it
no.
right.
He's like, I have my lady friends go over. I was like, bro, this guy. All right, let me get this figured out. And then I got it working, but only in like black and white, which I'm like, fucking, who cares, dude?
What side of town does he live on? Is he south?
I'm not speaking to that information. No, he's like south. For
He's
sure.
south, yeah,
He's
yeah.
south.
No,
I don't want to
his-
like
I don't want
speak
his
any
address.
specific. No, I know. I'm like not trying to dox anybody here.
Right.
No, he's south. Yeah, as most of the cool people are.
D Madness lives at.
I love his glasses, dude. He's a virtuoso, dude. He's legit virtuoso.
Oh no, he's definitely like incredible musician all around.
And
I mean,
on Kit, dude.
Yeah,
Like
I-
you too, bro. I've told you this before.
Dude,
yeah,
You're
he can play
pretty
drums,
solid
too.
on Kit, dude. You
He's a freak.
you have groove. That like you know when you listen to somebody that can't really play and they don't have
yeah.
groove
Oh, yeah, I've suffered through many gigs with drummers like
with no
that.
groove, with lack of groove.
Oh yeah,
I recorded drums at the new place the other day.
yeah. You know, I was wondering about how that's been going for you.
Yeah, it's great actually. I
You
mean,
like,
I
you like the new space? You're all set up in there.
I love it. It's
Is this
almost-
your home thing or is this?
Well, I moved my studio that I had.
I had been
You've
over to your
there.
spot. Yeah,
I
yeah.
moved out of there.
Oh, okay.
That was an old house.
that
then
was
he turned
fun.
into a
That was cool.
studio.
Super fun.
Yeah.
I had it for 3 years. I just kind of got a little tired of South Congress. I've just spent a lot of time on that street.
The 04.
Yeah.
How long did you actually live back there?
5 years.
Okay, yeah.
And I've had it for 3. So I was on that property for like 8 years.
Oh wow.
But before I was doing music full time, like when I first moved to Austin, I worked at a restaurant on Congress, little mom and pop shop snack bar, and so I was there for 4 years. So it's like I have been on Congress Avenue since I got to Austin, Texas, and I was just like,
Nice.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
Got to get out of here. That's great, and it's a cool strip, but it's just like I just need a little
Well,
peace because it gets busy, real
yeah.
busy.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and I think sometimes, especially if you're trying to be creative,
Yeah.
and get in that headspace, it's hard to be creative when you're around a chaotic environment.
And it's so easy to go out
know.
all the time, you know.
yeah.
So, anyways,
Yeah.
so we moved everything up to
That.
to my new spot, a little north. Yeah, that. You go out all
You
the time.
fucking drunks. No, I'm kidding.
I like a drink or two.
yeah. I've yeah.
10,
Yeah.
20.
10's like pushing
Plenty
it.
of that. Dude,
I can
10
kind of hit about 7, and I don't even like to do that.
It's
But
fun because
7,
like none of my friends. I don't have any
That's
friends
about
that
it.
really ever get
I
sloppy.
mean, do we ever really know how many
But
drinks that
you
we've
were
had
pretty.
in a
You were
night?
pretty sloppy on fucking Marcus. But I was like,
I was
Will's
feeling good.
feeling it tonight,
Feeling
dude.
good,
I
yeah.
could tell.
I hadn't eaten
You
much
were-
food that
I
day.
didn't eat much before either.
See,
yeah.
and also I was having such a blast.
What
so-
you know? What actually, I have an interesting question on that. So
You know.
with playing for you, because I as it relates to like for me with like comedy, like and when I drank, like there was like a actual maybe like utility to a degree I would feel from it up to a point, and then you would cross into and it's a hindrance. It's
Yeah.
just not helping you.
Oh, for sure.
But it's
Yeah.
if you try to flirt with that line to get that balance of it, do you feel that way with like playing guitar too?
Yeah, no, well, absolutely. I mean, if
or any substances, not necessarily just alcohol.
yeah, but I mean, alcohol is the ones that are more readily available, and I mean, it's definitely an issue, a societal issue, because it's just there all the time, and so, I mean, I'd think about all the time that you know, and I had been sober for a while, and I want to get back to that place because it's just, you know, it's hard to when you're working at night, it's hard to be productive the next day if you're, getting drunk and shit. I mean, that's obvious, right?
Sure.
But I don't think it necessarily hinders my playing until, there's been times,
4 or
and I'll tell you a
5, you're
story
like,
real
all
quick.
right.
We were, back when I was with 2 Tons of Steel before the pandemic.
shit, 2 Tons
Me
of
and my
Steel.
boy Richie,
Shout
the
out
drummer,
fucking
me,
County Line in San
me and the
Antonio.
drummer were already boys before either of us got in the band.
Did you play that gig,
So-
the County Line gig in San Antonio?
No,
with them.
I have.
They
but
used to
not
play
with
there all
them,
the time.
no. Oh yeah, no, I used to hang out there a lot. But so like one time we like during the summer times they still do like the 2 Ton Tuesdays at Green Hall, and so we get there early, do sound check, go across the street and get some drinks or some food or whatever, and generally we would me and my boy Richie, man, one time we ended up doing like. Because it'd be like, if he's doing a shot, you're doing another shot, I'm going to do a shot, and we'll drink beers for each shot we're doing, basically. And one time we ended up...
why do we do that?
we
Why do
did,
we
like,
have a beer and then we're like, yeah, I'll take a shot too. It's like
We definitely
you're
did.
doubling up.
We definitely did 6 shots apiece of Jim Beam and then went and played a show. And like 15, 20 minutes into it, I'm
back to
looking at
back?
him like, dude... We fucked up, man. And
Like
so
back
we
to
were
back?
yeah. Oh man,
Just like-
within 30,
like
40,
Super Troopers?
45 minutes.
You boys like Mexico?
Maybe not that quick, but quick
The
enough.
rapid fires. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
dude, we
That old kid-
both were wasted. I'm looking at him. He's like,
Well, and it's like
we still did our
it's
job.
the liquor that gets
we
you,
still
dude.
played the music, but it wasn't fun anymore because it
Yeah.
took so much focus
Yeah.
to make sure we
It's
didn't
like
fuck it up.
driving, drinking.
It
I was a
was-
great
it was
drinking
intense.
drunk driver, dude. That's
So
great.
it's like you're drunk as shit.
That's a tough one.
And you literally can feel.
My favorite drinking game was driving.
Man, that's easy shit, man. I think I drive better when I drink, man.
It's a miracle I haven't never got a DUI.
Yeah, but knock on wood.
If I
dude.
start drinking again, I'll be right back on the risk
I know
board.
a ton of people that have had DUIs.
Dude, it's actually
Did you
really,
stop for a
it's
while, right?
incredible.
Too? Didn't you? For like a year or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that just like a thing? You were just like, I want to like cleanse the palate a little, kind of deal.
No, I had a problem.
You had a problem?
Yeah, I'm taking this year off too. I'm so far.
Good for
so
you,
good.
man.
Nice, man.
Good for
Dude,
you to like own it.
Anytime I hear
'Cause it's
someone's
hard.
not drinking,
Yeah.
A lot of
Dude,
people
I'm
have a
proud of
problem
that.
and they
Proud of
can't.
you. they're proud
I'm
of you,
not
man.
saying everybody does because I'm around people who drink and there's certain people where you'll be like, oh, like every time I see you,
It's sad.
you're
Right.
You're
It's
not.
sad. I
yeah.
mean, it makes it
But
obvious that there's a deeper rooted issue like depression or whatever, and I suffer from all that shit. As you know,
No, I wish it was
a lot of people do.
I wish it was that cool. I drink 2 beers and get diarrhea, and so I had to stop. I would kill
we
my
do
night.
not agree on alcohol. We don't agree. in
It's
here.
kind of
That's fucking awful.
yeah. It's
Fuck that.
I want to drink.
beers,
Fucking
diarrhea.
dairy, but 2 beers and I'm
Two
yeah.
beer shit. I guess
I don't
beer
really drink
shits,
anymore because every
getting
time I
some
do, I
beer
shit
shits.
my
Yeah,
pants.
Was it like, could you drink other things though and it'd be okay on your stomach?
Tequila.
Of
Yeah.
course. Dude,
What,
beer
what
fucking
don't
has something.
tequila
Beer-
makes
beer's
you
tough.
stronger?
All that wheat and shit in it.
well, if you're drinking like a Hefeweizen or some shit, yeah.
Just kind of all of
Hefeweizen.
them.
I don't like fucking wheat beers at all, bro. I mean, I don't drink any, but when I
Honestly,
did,
I don't even
never
like
drank wheat
beer
beers.
that much at all. Period. Anymore. I don't even drink beer that much anymore.
No,
No,
I feel like
liquor.
yeah.
The sweet shit too.
Get the
That's why
fucking
I'm so
job
fat.
done. I got a job to do.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
wife
I mean,
I never
it's
like the
efficient.
taste of
It's
beer.
efficient. I'll
I
say
mean,
that.
there's certain beers I really do like, but then it's like most of them, I just think they taste like shit.
I mean,
Doesn't
yeah.
do
there's some
anything.
delicious
You know what
beer.
beer I really
There is.
love?
Oh
delicious
no,
beer
that's what I'm
out there.
saying.
The beer I fucking love that if I miss any beer, and I don't really miss beer that much.
No.
Shiner Cheer, bro, the holiday cheer.
Yeah,
I had one of those.
Fucking love that.
I had
beer.
one of those
That beer
during
is so
Christmas,
good.
and it's fucking terrible. dude.
Bro, no, fuck that. Because it's like, I like the notes it
one of
has.
those
It's
one
like
and
peach
done.
and pecan or something. It's fucking great.
What do you like to drink?
Yeah, you fucking elitist.
You know,
With your
I'm not trying to be all that down about it on
what do
everybody else.
you call those things y'all take? The beach shots or whatever.
No,
You
well,
libation.
green tea
The
shots.
green
I
tea
used to do
shots.
those. No, I tend to drink just like lemon vodka with some Sprite in there. It's delicious.
I love it. The Burnalls are a rockin' like dude band, and they're all taking green tea shots at the end of the night together. It's awesome.
Well, not Jorge. Jorge sticks to his regimen of Jameson and Lone Star
Yeah.
Red.
He's a
Lone
regimented
Star
dude with
Red.
that shit.
And that's like
For
all
sure.
he drinks ever. And
Yeah.
he drinks, dude.
It's funny because like a
Let's
lot of
just
people
say
have
I've been
stopped
hung out
smoking
with him.
cigarettes now, and like these are the thing. But it's like there
that
are
any better?
holdouts where they're like,
smoke cigarettes,
I
boy.
fucking-
What are you
I had
talking
to
about?
quit due to the smell. I didn't like the smell. That was the thing I didn't like about them.
I've had this
I
conversation.
love the nicotine,
recently.
But I didn't like the smell.
Like I only have like a cigarette maybe a week, And so
How do you, dude? How?
most people are like, you're not a fucking
That's
smoker.
weird.
Like it's like drinking a Coke
Fucking
or something.
weirdo.
It's not bad for you. Not that smoking is good for you, but it's like I'm not doing enough to
No, actually,
damage.
nicotine I think can actually have real utility in terms of like
Probably.
productivity. I think, yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a, be a help you
Zaps
focus in.
Zaps
Yeah.
you away
Yeah.
a little bit.
I mean, it's funny. I should say this because this dude this last weekend told me a story about how like this old man like went decided to quit smoking and started having a hell of a lot of like health problems. And then he went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, couldn't figure it out. And he's like, "Is there anything you've changed in your diet or whatever?" He's like, "Oh, I'll quit smoking." He's like, "You need to quit. You need to start smoking
Get
again,
back
bro."
on that.
You need
I mean, the reality is
So-
it's a genetic roll of the dice. It's probably worth
Yeah.
it to try to be healthy, but
Yeah.
you could do everything right and diet.
And
You know,
I mean, I don't recommend smoking for anybody. I've been smoking a lot for years, and
Dude, I didn't even
smoke
pick it
too
up until
much.
I was like 30. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm an idiot.
Well, at least you didn't smoke all those years before that.
Yeah, well, exactly.
But
I got
it's
started
you know,
late.
like
I will
there's,
agree
like,
that
I didn't really start
you are
smoking.
a fucking idiot. Just kidding.
THC. Fucking no. Fucking own that shit, bitch. Don't fucking back
You're the
down.
one that
Don't
said
apologize
it,
for
man. You're the one
shit.
that said it.
We don't apologize here.
fucking apologize.
We ain't
and
pussy
ask.
bitches.
Says what you means. What you says. It says what you means, bitch. Sorry,
right.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hope there's no children. listening
No,
to
but
this.
dude, C-Boys, everything
horrible
that C-Boys
parenting, letting
is,
kids
I
listen to
find
this shit.
that's everything I love about Austin, right? It's
Yeah.
like, it really is.
Oh,
and
man.
those, along that corridor.
I mean, honestly, I can say C-Boys changed my life because that's where I made all my friends in Austin.
you have
Or through,
friends.
through that. No, well, I thought, no, no. Well,
I have a friend.
when you hate your own self, you can't expect anyone else to like you.
No, I mean, that's reality.
I mean, it changed my life.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the
it's,
jury's out if it was for the better or for worse. But
It's-
I mean, yeah, no, it's
it's an eclectic
been wonderful, and
crowd.
I appreciate.
It's
that
an
place.
eclectic. It's a good. There's a good mix of demos in it. I love that.
Well,
That's my favorite
open
type
and
of
accepting,
place.
and as long as you're not a fucking asshole, everyone's
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
all walks of life, no matter nothing.
Yeah, and don't
Your
be weird. Just
orientation,
don't,
any of that
you can be
bullshit.
weird, but don't be too weird.
There's some weirdos.
What are
in
you
there.
talking about, man? What the fuck are you talking about?
there's some real
weirdness
weirdos
is
in
what
there.
makes it cool, man. Nah, it's douchebaggery and
Nah,
assholeness.
douchebaggins.
Funny enough, most of those
Frodo
people, but most of those people
douchebaggins.
stay out. Like they don't really hang out there.
Who's that?
They're just like that culture.
Okay, yeah, usually not. Occasionally, that's what I'm saying. Occasionally,
It's a
like, so
good-
there
it's a-
have been some people that kind of wandered in, and I've seen some weird shit happen in there. But thank God.
You ever seen a fight in there?
Yeah. And it wasn't that bad, actually.
I wonder if I saw one too.
It
I wonder
wasn't
if it
not
was the
down,
same
drag
one.
out. There wasn't blood on the floor
No.
and shit, but
One
yeah.
guy took a guy down, threw
Yeah.
some punches.
look almost like they were like
Well, my point
making out
being is
on the
more,
floor.
it's like people don't really fight there. It's not an aggressive scene.
No, well, Austin in
But
general
also,
is less douchery.
The people
I mean,
that
there
work
still
there
is
too try to keep
douchery,
all that
but
kind of shit at bay.
It's on
too.
Dirty Six.
Do you think people are afraid of that club? Like
No.
more straight laced people?
No, I think people just don't know about it.
You don't think people know about it?
Yeah, there's a
About
lot
what?
of people that
C-Boys?
don't. Oh yeah.
Good.
I feel like
Good.
a lot of times there are a lot of people that I'll be like, and they're Austin people. I'll be like, you ever heard of C-Boys or we played C-Boys every Sunday. They're like, C-Boys, where's that? I'm like, it's South Congress.
Well, they and they don't necessarily advertise really, or I
No,
don't.
yeah.
They just are there, and if you
well,
know,
that's what's cool. It's,
you know,
it's
you
kind
know.
of word of mouth.
No,
and
I-
occasionally something's happening like this last Tuesday where it just like gets completely out of hand, and it's like there's just not. It's like this is definitely beyond cap.
Yeah, no,
Like,
no. For me,
Doing
it
fucking
called
people
me
in.
in, bro. Like, just when I lived there, it was like just I saw it, and it was like, bro, I need to see what's up going on here. Like, I need to see what's up at C-Boys.
I remember the first time I
And
went.
it's been more than I like everything that I could have ever thought it would be. It is.
I took a friend in there
That's
once.
rare.
I took a friend in there
That's
once
rare.
that didn't hang out there, and it's like he moved here from Reno, Nevada,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just like his face was hilarious when we walked in. It was like his eyes just opened up, and he was like, "This place is so bizarre and cool. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't know about this." It's like he had never seen anything like it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard this about it, and I don't. I think
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a bartender that told me this, but I had remarked about just how inside of C-Boys to me feels like almost like a Scorsese movie, and somebody had said like his like one of his set designers or something had like designed the club, and I was like.
I haven't heard that.
And maybe
Yeah,
that's just a
possible.
myth, tall tale, but it does. It
Apparently
really,
there's a lot
to
of
me,
things I
feels
don't
like
know.
just a Scorsese movie, like a Goodfellas vibe or something like, but like less murder.
There's some old jazz clubs in Chicago that I've been to, and C-Boys has that vibe of like that kind of old jazz club from the 20s and 30s. It's nice, yeah.
And Jimmy Vaughn is
what's
there
so cool
too.
is
Jimmy
it's
Vaughn's
got such
still
a character
kicking it.
that's unique.
Jimmy's still there, bro.
Jimmy's still running that scene.
Jimmy's the man, dude. He's like the Godfather, dude.
He's the OG hipster.
He's the Godfather, bro. His brother. Okay, let me ask you about Stevie Ray Vaughan. Where do you rate him like all time guitarist?
Oh man,
he's got to be like top 5, right? Top 3.
Oh, dude, no, he's one of my absolute favorites, and he's still influencing kids today, which is a testament to his ability and his legacy. Also, I think too, one of the things that I always loved about him the most, more than his guitar playing, which is phenomenal.
It's out of this world.
It's his spirit and his compassion and humanitarianism, man.
Yeah.
He truly was a good person and struggled.
That's why you got a statue,
and
bro.
he cared. And I think, but see, to me, that mentality that just who you are as a person comes out in the music, and so it just makes it that much more beautiful, And anytime I find out about artists that I'm like, that dude's a fucking asshole, you hear some horrible shit they did, it's like it kind of taints the music, and then sometimes you can even be like, yeah, they sound like an arrogant asshole through their damn music,
Yeah.
So
There's this soul singer from like the Boston area, and I had some friends that played in his band, and he tours. He like goes to Spain and plays to thousands of people and like that. And he like spent some time down in Mississippi or something, just trying to absorb the culture and play blues guitar. He's a great singer. He's got like that Otis Redding vibe. And but he hates Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh wow.
He hates him.
I hate people like
He
that.
hates him so much.
That's undeniable. You
Yeah.
can't hate on undeniable.
He hates him so
You're
much.
a fucking bitch if
there's
you hate
a
on
guy in the
undeniable.
audience at one of his
that's part of the
shows.
reason why.
Am I wrong?
That's part of the reason why they hate on him.
There's a
But
guy.
do you know what undeniable? We all know what undeniable is. If you hate on undeniable, you're a bitch. That's
Dude.
just bitchman.
It's
bitch
He'll yell
behavior.
at people in his audience that are like, "Yo, play some Pride and Joy," and he like stops the show and he like gives it to him, and it's like, "I hate Stevie Ray Vaughan." It's like, how can you hate Stevie Ray Vaughan?
He's gotta stop
How
with
can you
that
hate
shit,
an
'cause that-
artist
Because he
much
probably like
too?
fucked his girlfriend in the 80s or some
Hey,
shit.
man.
I fucking hate this guy.
I always found that
Look,
story really funny.
I heard Jimmy was a
no,
dick.
That's
It's
I heard
weird.
Jimmy
it's like
was
you
a
can't
dick
say
to
anything
Stevie.
nice. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I heard on good authority that Jimmy was a dick to Stevie.
Yeah, he
I'm
was
putting
like-
out for the public record.
He was like a dick big brother.
Yeah. And it doesn't actually even make sense why, and I've pondered it so many times because and Stevie always gave all the credit to his older brother and always talked him up, and people would ask him who your favorite guitar player is and whatever, and he'd say Jimmy. So it's like, interesting, but everything's an
Well, it's
interesting
like that
dynamic,
big
you
brother-
You never know unless you were there, I suppose.
Like my big brother is an asshole, but like that's what you always aspire to your big brother. You want to you want him to see what you do and be like, yeah, like you're walking in the footsteps. Which let's be real, he didn't just he like overstepped and climbed a goat mountain that few have ever ascended to.
He's one of the few I wish I could have seen. I never got to see him.
Right, I was talking about that just to have been around Austin in like the '80s,
He's in a
and just have
dumpy
been able to
club.
go out
He's,
on a
like, playing
weeknight
at
or
a club,
something,
like-
and it would have been like
Like
what
at
it is.
C-Boys,
That's
yeah.
why what I believe is happening here, bro. Years from now, I think this time people are gonna look and be like, oh, "Man, that was such a cool time." Because eventually, like everyone is so
I've been
talented.
thinking about that a
it's
lot
like,
more lately. Yeah.
you careers go on, and like I think people keep this a home base. So like that's the thing about Austin is it keeps people stay here. They don't. Some people leave, but the people that come here that this is their place, they stay.
Well, I think it's just it's such a. I mean, for me, in my personal experience, coming here, and the being at C-Boys and just around people that allow you to be yourself.
We need to charge C-Boys ad
seriously-
revenue on this episode.
Yeah, right.
It-
The C-Boys episode
definitely
now.
improved my life, man. But also,
No,
I think
it's great.
that's part of the allure is like everyone gets to be themselves and finding like-minded people that you can commiserate with when you're being a full-time musician, or just people that get it.
Well, there's a culture there, and it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, most of the people
But
there.
everyone's
it's-
so,
you know what it's
everyone's
got?
unique though.
You know what-
There's so many unique personalities.
You know what it's got, though, that's fun,
No
that you
one's the
don't-
same. No one's conformist. No one's doing the same shit. It's like everyone gets to be themselves.
You know what it's got too, which like when I lived in New York, it's New York, so it's pretty much everywhere has this vibe. But it's like it's not necessarily everywhere in Austin, but C-Boys has become this place where it's this vibe where you're like, you never know who the fuck might walk in that door here. You don't, and it could be somebody like Bruno. I would not be surprised if Bruno walked in there some night, dude. Because I know people around him have been there, and it's just the places that are cool are known. I'm not saying that's going to happen.
Beck
but
was in there one night. The Black Keys were in there one night.
Dude.
Were you there the night?
Yeah, they said.
What's her name? Winona Judd came through and sat in. Were you there that night?
I wasn't there that night.
Her and her whole band
And
came
I'm
up and
really
did like 5
disappointed about
songs.
that.
Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson were there on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Did you see? I didn't see them.
No, well they
were there.
They
though.
were upstairs
McConaughey?
apparently.
Fucking-
and Woody Harrelson.
Yeah,
Dude, I saw him in public once, and I was like, "You're a terrible actor, McConaughey."
it's not that bad. I mean,
You think?
I really haven't
think?
seen all his movies, so
I like Matthew McConaughey.
I like his
I'm
vibe.
glad you knew I was being serious.
I like his
I read his book. He's
opinions are like assholes.
He
We all
fucking
got
smirked.
them.
he's a deeper dude. I
He's
think,
a cool dude. Yeah,
than
I like him
comes
a lot.
off,
man.
like, in the public.
He's a fucking great actor too.
Yeah.
Real cat.
His book was real good. I hope he runs for some kind of state government because I think
I
people
hope
would love
not,
him.
because then I'll ruin him for me.
He doesn't want to put up with that shit.
No, he talked about that he did. I bet he does. I bet he
really?
does. Yeah.
Has he been talking about doing that?
Not a lot, but it's popped up. Yeah.
I mean,
he
you know,
talks about it.
Stay in your lane, McConaughey.
He
bro.
talks about
Nah,
it.
Stay in your
well,
lane.
you know, you never know. I mean, shit.
You're not Sonny Bono, dude. Stay in your lane.
Hey, we could do a lot
I mean-
worse than what's happening.
Or
right
do like
now.
Trump and wait till like you're really old. You know,
We could do a lot. We could do a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Way better than we're doing right now.
What like as far as
Agreed.
governance?
Yeah, it's
You
a
wanna talk
really,
about
really
abortion?
like it's a really high. It's a really high like
Because it doesn't make any
frequency time
fucking
right
sense,
now.
and everyone should have a fucking right to choose what they want. What? Excuse
I
me,
just
that's it.
love that consensual sex can lead to forced pregnancy. That's my favorite thing. Anyway.
Don't get me started on that.
No, I don't give a shit about fucking women's rights. They don't give a shit about mine. They don't give a shit about mine.
No, they don't give a shit about anybody.
So why should I care about,
Except
like,
for the
I don't have any rights. Like, I have the right to pull out. That's literally the only right I have. Literally, that's where my rights end. So I don't give a shit.
Maybe you should.
And listen, if you want to kill your
exercise
baby,
that
maybe
right
you
there,
should have to
bud.
get a plane ticket to do it. That should be the cost of doing business. You can't afford a fucking spirit ticket to
Spirit
somewhere that
airline.
you can kill your baby.
Frontier.
Like, and no questions asked. You
shit's
got a baby
whack.
to kill. All right, let's. I don't like playing with life that casually. I think we're as a society we're doomed when we forget that it should matter, and also as men it should matter for us too, because it's like I think that like it sucks that if I ever did have that, for me I'm like if I got a woman pregnant at this point in my life I'd be like fucking let's do it, you know. And if she didn't want it, that would be fucking devastating to me, and I would be like not so. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, the main issue though is when it comes down to the health of the mother, and if she is gonna
which
fucking
apparently
die,
they can't do that, which is
if
dumb
she's
as
gonna
fuck. If that's
fucking
happening,
die because of it, that's the
I heard there were
biggest issue I have with it.
complications with that, where like women that with like legitimate reasons to need to have an abortion, like medical reasons,
Yeah, exactly.
not elective. And if that's like, I'm like, that's dumb as fuck, dude. That's dumb as fuck.
It's terrifying.
Because it's like
man.
if a
The lack
woman's
of
life is
respect
at literally at risk, because I mean, women will be like, we have the choice, but like, let's be real. Like for the vast majority of them, it's just they don't want a kid. It's not anything to do with like a medical reason that could hinder them. So just own it, ladies. Own it. Or not. Maybe
I'm
not.
glad we had this conversation.
I wanted to talk
In
about abortion. I
public, in
joked. I'm
front
like,
of people on the internet.
I love it. I love it. What
Now
else we
we're
got?
targets.
What else we
fucking
got? Come on. Bring it.
Personal opinions.
You know what it is though? You
That are
said
like
this
buttholes.
earlier, bro. My opinion of me.
Everyone has one.
My dude,
that out of nowhere.
You said this.
I don't know.
This is.
Something's just going on over here, and I'm like, what's
I did it as a
happening
joke.
right now?
I did it as a joke to like plant a seed, but I'm like, I didn't give a shit if we really talked about it. But
No, me neither. I mean, it's just become so taboo that it's like, dude, you know, people get so heated about it. It's like
People
man,
get so heated about it, and it makes it
Sad.
hard to talk about. And it's like then nothing really gets
well,
accomplished
that
in any way.
the conversation never
It's just
evolves.
tug of war
It never
constantly back and
evolves.
forth.
It never.
It's just going, yeah. back
There's
and forth.
nuance, right? There's gray area in everything in life. So like it's just nothing is different there. It's like I know that medically speaking, a child can survive at 21 weeks, 5 days. I think medically speaking, that's happened twice. That's like the earliest possible date that we know of that a prenatal where you has survived. So when you get to like places that allow it at like late term, and it's like that baby could survive now outside mom's not needed anymore. Like this baby could make it. and you're still doing it, it's like you should have some moral quandaries about that, probably.
Well,
I hear what you're saying, but
you
it's
know
like,
what I mean?
No, I agree. That's cool. I mean,
should have gone with your gut in the beginning though and made that decision already.
but it's
Well,
like,
that's
how
what I'm
do you-
saying.
How do you govern?
That's what's fucking
right.
weird.
Exactly.
How do you govern such a sensitive law to be in that gray area where it's like, oh, well, at 26 weeks. you
Well,
can't
that's what I'm
anymore,
saying.
You know,
I medically speaking, I
So
think that's the.
it's
the,
just one or the other, though.
But what I'm saying though is that the argument breaks down in terms of like my body, my choice. Because if we know that, like, hey, if we had to induce an emergency delivery on a like very early this in NICU could survive or whatever. To me, it's like you can't say that's not life at that point, because it's like I get up to the point where it's like this thing can no longer. Or this thing cannot survive without mother.
Right.
There's a point where that time ends, and it's not at the end of the pregnancy. It's midway through gestation. Really.
I think not.
I love these.
Yeah. I
Talks,
think
dude.
not
Fucking-
being able. You can't
Talk
the
about-
last thing I thought we were
Talk
going to
about
talk about
COVID
today.
next. I'm just kidding. Let's go deeper.
You were saying, sorry, Nick.
Go ahead.
No,
sorry,
but
man.
it's like if you're pro-choice, that allows you the freedom to just decide. It's not about human
Sure.
life or saving a life and all. It's just a choice of that you get that choice.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and it's heavy for some people to not lean into that, but it's also heavy to like tell someone I can't do. That's the essence of freedom.
Well, you know how some people
if
will
we
s-
say we're free, then we should have that.
For me,
No,
dude,
for sure.
I would say my stance is like, you know how some people will say like I'm a fiscal conservative and a social liberal. It's like when it comes to me, like if it were me, I would always advocate for a baby to not do that. But if it's someone, like I don't have a stake in that, so I would advocate for their right to do whatever
To do whatever they want.
to do what they do.
Yeah.
You know,
honestly,
So
I think the
that's
whole
where
thing
I
is
stand on
fucking
it.
ludicrous.
Yeah, but it's like
It's a wild conversation.
It's sad.
it's a
I mean,
tough
you're talking
decision.
about taking a life. Like
It's a tough
Ba-
decision.
yeah.
It's
when-
not.
whenever you decide if it's a life at 1 week or 7 weeks or 26 weeks, it's like you're taking a life.
Yeah.
You're ending a life.
They make you
know?
they make you listen to the heartbeat in Texas. They're like, fucking, you got to listen to this shit, dude. Look
That's
at it.
heavy.
Listen.
Well, it's like George Carlin says, though.
You're like, this fucker's already got a heartbeat.
when it's a fetus, they say they want to care about it. And then when the baby's
Assholes,
born, they
man.
don't give a fuck about that baby. So it's like, all right,
car-
the
it's a
irony
karma
is
bit.
just too thick,
Yeah.
for these
Conservatives
old men.
want live babies to
making
turn
decisions.
into dead soldiers. Dude.
Yeah.
I honestly, the Conservative Party and the, or rather, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party in my lifetime, I've seen almost like them do this, like almost flipping and weird. Like, there's this,
Also,
it's
they
like
don't give a
corporate.
fuck. They just
like,
want votes.
Republicans were the corporate party, like in the Bush years.
They're flipping everyone the fuck out.
Well,
dude.
Republicans were the corporate party in the Bush years, and then now, like the Democrats are the corporate party, dude. It's crazy.
It's all corporate, bro.
It is. The United States is a
get me
started
started on
Repeal Citizens United.
I'm one level from the street, homie. I'm a full-time musician, bro. Don't talk to me about money or income because I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I got a question. Which one of us guys do you think the NSA has watched jerk off the most?
Oh, yeah, look at me.
I don't know.
I just had looked at you on just to see what you were doing.
Here's one. Privacy. Remember when that actually was a thought process that people had, and now they're like, yeah, they're just listening here. It's just what they're doing. They're just listening.
I mean, if they really want to
I'm
watch
like,
us
they're
do
recording.
that, then that's just gross. Because you already know what's happening here. So tune out, motherfuckers. Butt out.
Bro.
I'm busy.
Yeah, no, the United States is a corporation, and every corporation in the world is owned by BlackRock or Vanguard. So they're like 20 trillion, 30 trillion in holdings and shit. Yeah.
Vanguard, like the financial management company? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
BlackRock though too.
The
BlackRock's
hoarding-
bought a lot of real
hoarding
estate.
of money.
Okay.
Money hoarding. Just as gross as hoarding pizza boxes.
Larry
and trash
Fink is a
and shit.
twink. Larry Fink is a twink. Anyway, he's a fucking
I don't even
chairman.
know who the fuck.
No,
that
they're evil. They're the ones that have done like. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah,
They
that's fine.
look into them. Look into every company's any corporation, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Burger King,
They're
McDonald's.
all owned by one of the
Look at their institutional investors.
Yeah.
It's always BlackRock or Vanguard or State Street.
I
Is there
sometimes wonder, because I remember hanging out, whatever, even playing music in clubs and this and that.
This is rock and roll, baby.
like, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, and just the vibe, the frequency was really way more positive than it is now. Like everyone's on edge more. The politics are on edge more.
Yeah.
You think social media has anything to do with that?
Also,
I do, but
absolutely.
but I wonder sometimes too. Is like, am I just getting a little older and I'm just becoming more aware of the world events
Get
around
out of
me?
my yard.
No.
I think it's
Have you
probably
yelled
both.
at everybody to get out of your yard?
We've always been somewhat aware, and I feel like I've always been pretty aware.
I've always tried to be
and
in tune.
and I
you know?
was just I think about it every day, and I was just thinking about that earlier today. That yes, and also things are more expensive. People are stressing about money, and people are not going out as much.
Yeah.
And then also that means the venues are not able to offer decent pay for full-time musicians.
There's been a shit ton of venues that
like
have
my
closed in the recent
my
years.
finances have been fucking terrible, worse than they have been in years.
Dude, they're still paying
And I'm
openers
like,
at comedy clubs
you know,
the same
I
as
got
they
30
were in
bucks
like
in my bank
fucking
account right now.
85, dude.
like, what the fuck?
What's the last time you worked at
Can I buy you a
LOL?
Coke?
When's the last time you worked
Can
at
I buy you a
LOL?
Coke?
You can buy me Dr. Pepper.
Comedy club. LOL.
Buy you
Comedy
Dr.
club.
Pepper, brother.
Stupid. Have they raised their rates? Like, are they paying? I guess because when they became the Improv, they started paying a little more.
The LOL.
Yeah.
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 Lol.
No, but like, yeah, they don't adjust for inflation, dog.
No, it's terrible.
I got a retirement. I got to play.
Musicians were making $100 a man back in the 60s and 70s, and back then $100 was pretty good. Even in my
A
time
bill,
when I was
a bill a night.
I played my
Yeah.
first gig and my first real paying gig like 99 something like that. It's like $100 went a long way back then. Nowadays you can't even hardly find a $100 gig though. So what the fuck, man? It's like, all right, don't get me started, but at the same time,
Yeah.
you know, it's just that's the reality. And
Why?
It's, and
Who
it's
do you
very
think,
sad.
Who do you think should? And I'm curious. Like, who do you think should absorb that cost to pay us better? Like, who's not that it's someone's responsibility, but like that money's got to be taken from somewhere. Is that like fall on the clubs doing it more, or is it, like people like that come to the shows? What do you think?
Or is it the artist that has to, you know, make the merch, make the shit, and promote the gigs to get people to come out?
If
right?
they can, because
I mean,
if they're in a
it's
financial
just-
place to do that.
I don't know. I mean, and I guess honestly, it's like no one owes you anything. No one owes us anything. So it's like, well,
But why is this business that way? Why does no one owe us anything? We do a hell of a lot of service.
it's art.
And every other business is like guaranteed this, guaranteed that, you know?
Yeah.
And
No,
it's
it's-
like
we
weird.
don't even
We
get
got
healthcare,
to
healthcare,
unionize,
nothing.
dog.
Well,
I'll go get my.
they
I'll
have-
go
they-
to fucking
they
HEB
have
and get
musician
it.
Anytime I ever hear, anytime I
Poster
ever
board.
hear
I'll make a-
unions, it just makes me think of gangsters and how unions are corrupt as fuck.
Pardon
you know?
me. Do you have any
right
Grey
directly into
Poupon?
the microphone, too.
I wanted that one to be heard. I say
that one.
I say excuse me
bass
after every
frequency.
burp.
Shaking my eardrum.
Every burp.
I'm glad you did that. It kind of was a nice little break in our tragic
like
tragic conversation.
I don't ever do that either. That's like first. That's a first, I think. for
That was
me.
it. Might become a thing. Watch out. I think they felt
Try
that
not to.
anywhere they were listening.
Bro.
That microphone's gonna start smelling pretty bad if you keep doing this shit.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
Austin's a great place to be, man.
it really is, man.
I agree.
I like Nick too. What you're doing, bro, because you got a style. I love your punk style, dude. You got
Thank
like
you.
more of like the there's an alternative kick to it, where it's like
There's an
it's like an
alternative-
old school kind of harkening back, but in a modern in the way that is the modern way that you do it.
There's an alternative kid inside of me for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Did you? I was like, I love to like listen to bands like original bands and then be like, guess who their influences are. You know, you're like,
Yeah, tell me.
Coldplay. I'm thinking Radiohead.
I loved Radiohead. Radiohead was
Yeah,
the
so
rock
does everyone else. Fuck
Radio-
Tom York, that prima donna bitch.
Radiohead was the first
He didn't show up
rock
to the Rock and
show.
Roll Hall of Fame induction.
I don't have a problem with that.
You're too rock and roll for your fan. Fuck
I
you.
mean, the Rock and Roll Hall,
Fuck
the Rock and Roll
you.
Hall of Fame
Fuck
has
that
its own
shit.
weird
Fuck those
bullshit
awards.
going on too.
we don't need that.
It's
Mine ain't
not-
rock and
Bob
roll.
Dylan did that shit
It's
with
not
his-
for the
with
awards.
his-
For
We
your
need a Hall of
fans.
Fame. Rock and roll
I'm a
is rock and
fan.
roll.
literary award,
Fuck
whatever
y'all.
it is. Bob
I'm a
Dylan did that
fan
shit.
and
He
I
was
want to
like,
see
whatever.
that shit.
I'm not showing up for it.
Well, we
Well,
forgetting the fans here?
you know.
Fuck them. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for the ones like
Well, the Rock and Roll
wanna
Hall of
see
Fame
it.
isn't really for the fans
Tom
either.
York?
It's just it's a fucking big.
I
old-
hope Tom York is
Oh.
listening. He's not ever listening to this, but
Probably not.
But Radiohead was the first band
know
I
Tom
saw
York, tell him I said
that
that.
made me want to play music like full time. I saw them at a show in New Orleans and it was sick.
wait, is Tom York is the one?
No, Radiohead.
Oh, Radiohead.
On the Hail to the Thief tour.
They're on my live bands to see list
They're
that I
great,
haven't.
man.
Oh
It's a
fuck
great
yeah,
show.
them for sure.
Yeah.
The Burnalls just recorded with Courtney Santana. We recorded her version of "Creep."
Oh, nice.
Oh shit.
It has not been released yet, but it sounds pretty fucking awesome.
That's cool.
Just by the way,
I feel like I heard her do that with Mike Hale on a Monday before.
That's my
Dude,
least,
she does
that's
like
my
she-
least favorite Radiohead song though.
Really? That's funny. Yeah.
I heard they
That's
hate
like the
that
only
song.
one I
Don't
really
they hate that
even
song?
know.
They don't
I think
even
it's their
play
only
it.
real hit.
Yeah.
It was a hit. Yeah.
Well, it's it's catchy, which
Yeah.
but I think too part of it was like you've heard that song so many times. It's like all right, there's what about the other shit they have, right? It's just with any artist.
It's like Say It Ain't So. It's like it's great, but I've heard it a bajillion times. So
Yeah, I heard
Kinda
it a
lost it.
bajillion times. Not one of them that I play it myself.
bro,
But I want to hear your version. I bet it's cool.
No, I was just figured we were talking about Radiohead, so that's
Yeah.
kind of recent development. We just recorded it about a month ago, so I'm hoping she'll release it, and I'm actually kind of wondering if it might not get some traction because it's a really great version, and everyone knows that song. It
Sick.
seems like a lot of people really like that tune, so
yeah, no, it's
it's kind of cool. I'm excited to see.
You
what
know,
happens with it.
one of my favorite things ever is when like a band will do a cover that I end up liking more than the fucking original.
Sure.
Dude, Joe Cocker with A Little Help from My Friends,
Well,
bro. Like Ringo, that was great. Thanks. Like that only thing he contributed were the lyrics. But dude, what Joe Cocker did with that,
Don't
you're
talk
like,
shit about Ringo,
bro.
He's
listen,
a good guy.
him
He's
and his
a great
billions.
drummer.
Fucking shut up. Fuck
Okay,
him.
well, you
and his
know,
billions.
Maybe
asshole.
not thinking of him as
He's the luckiest drummer of all time, is what he is.
Oh Jesus!
He's no John Bonham.
Well,
No,
you know.
I mean, listen. I actually have grown more respect for Ringo over
Yeah.
time as a drummer because I've the nuance has.
I think more and
has
more people have, too,
become
you know.
more. Where I'm like, you know what, man, I really never listened to this, and I'm like, there's some texture in here I never really appreciated.
He's solid, dude.
Yeah, no,
He's
he was.
solid.
Come Together
know.
is a great drum track.
It's- yeah. Oh, yeah.
He could go hard. He could be on a driver like Get Back. Just like
Helter Skelter, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking Tomorrow Never Knows, man.
yeah. He did a little. He did a little fiddling
Yeah.
on that kit.
Yeah, but some of those tracks Paul McCartney played on too. As the drummer.
Dude, you know what might be my favorite
Not a
McCartney
good
bass line? I Want You. She's So Heavy. Do you know that one? Mm-hmm. We should fucking do that one sometime. If I could sing it. Dude, that bass line by McCartney is fucking sexy as fuck,
That's
dude.
a cool tune.
Dude, it's sexy as fuck.
gang.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that.
No,
dude. But yeah,
Paul
they
had
were
so
all
many
geniuses.
countless great bass lines, man.
Man, I saw Paul McCartney
Melodic,
at
'cause
ACL
he's a
Fest
fucking guitar
the
player.
year he was there.
He played
Yeah.
bass wrong.
Everyone was crying.
Dude,
The entire audience was crying. 'Cause
the
that's
most
how powerful it
electric
is to
experience.
Hear a Beatle play that shit.
Dude, the most
Dude, I
electric
saw him one time, and
experience.
the whole show was unforgettable.
So
and
Where'd
it
you
was-
see him?
I saw him in San Antonio at the Tobin Center,
Oh, that's dope.
and
That's
it
a
was
good
a
venue to see.
wonderful show, man. I really enjoyed every bit of it. It was cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw him at Minute Maid
Oh, that's cool.
in 2012
in Houston?
Bro,
Yeah.
the most like electric concert live music experience I've ever had, like that raised up the hairs
Yeah.
on my was
He's a rock
was
star.
The na na na
yeah.
na 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 na, because like there, it was like 50,000 plus at Minute Maid, and there wasn't a single person in that fucking building that wasn't singing
No, you
along
have to.
in
Oh,
that
yeah.
moment, and it was
It just
like,
pulls
bro,
you in. You have to do it.
Well,
McCartney,
it's
bro.
overpowering,
Yeah.
and then it becomes even more extremely emotional when you're just like consumed by that
Yeah.
all around you.
awesome.
It's like you're surrounded by that,
bro.
It's amazing.
It's electricity, dude.
Yeah.
And as a performer too, and this, man, there's like sometimes I'll watch I like to watch like live stuff where I'm like, you can go to like Metallica when they play like in the Soviet Union, I think, or somewhere, and it was like a fucking million people,
Yeah.
dude. You're like,
I
are
think
you
Pantera
fucking?
played that too.
It's like the biggest
Yeah.
live audience ever for
Like
a show in
earlier
history,
mid-90s or some
recorded
shit. Yeah,
history,
it's crazy.
bro. Can you imagine?
Oh,
that?
that fucking million people,
Bro!
You can't even. Yeah, it was like it's
Even 100,000, bro. Can you like?
more people there than there are in
Tenacious
some
D played in like
cities.
Germany or something, and they did a show, and there was like a fucking 100. And I was like, dude. And Jack
cool.
Black was great. Fuck, I love Jack Black, dude. He's good. Yeah, man.
There's an Alejandro song that we were at the Vancouver Folk Festival, and he got the crowd singing back something. I forget what the line was, but it was like, "We all need love" or something like that. And then they started shouting it back, and he was one of the headliners, so we were the last band, and it was like a sea of people. When you got voices like yelling at you like that,
Yeah.
I mean, I almost cried on that stage just
Yeah.
being part of something like that.
Yeah,
It's
that's
awesome.
That's like why music is like literally like, the life for me couldn't exist without it. No life that I would want to live would ever be.
What would you do?
I
if
would
you
I
didn't
would
play
kill
guitar?
myself, dude. If Yeah,
I probably
I
would've
guess it
already
means
been
if I
dead.
went deaf, I'd kill myself. I don't know. I'd still hear the music if I went deaf.
What
I'd
would
still
Will
hear
Owen
it.
Gage do if he didn't play guitar? Like seriously.
Yeah.
No, it's like your soul's salvation.
It's the reason I live, man.
He
And,
plays like
and that's
that.
why, like, you know, it's such a spiritual thing for me, you know. And people are like, they comment a lot, like, you know.
Yeah.
Also, I was raised by a family of humanitarians, so being a good person really means a lot to me. But at the same time, I'm like, I wonder, like, if I could even ever be arrogant about what I can do with my guitar, because it fucking saved my life, and it is why I'm here, and it's just a supremely spiritual thing. You can't be arrogant.
Well, that's
about that,
because
you
you've
know?
reached that. You've ascended to that. There's like the unconscious. Then you get to like conscious awareness of like sucking, and then you get to like. I forget.
Well, there's always the potential
like,
to suck because it's easy to fuck
Right.
up too. So there's like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm the baddest thing ever, and then you get up there, it's like blink blink, and it hit fucking
Right.
You know, it's like there's always that room for error. So it's like, you know, I don't, you know, don't trust yourself all the way. 'Cause
unconscious incompetence.
you never know when you can fuck
conscious
something up.
incompetence. Conscious competence, unconscious competence. So you're at like unconscious competence where it's like you don't have to think, and so the spiritual part can be at play because you're not having to be like, what note is this? What, you know, you're just it's all just automatic.
it,
there.
depending on the gig I'm playing, it's like that goes in and out. How much consciousness
you need
I
to
have.
focus.
But if it's something like, you know, and those moments change throughout any gig, where
Right.
sometimes you're like, maybe you don't know the tune or you're really having to pay attention. But then I guess when it comes down to like, once you get the form of a song, even if you're playing it for the first time, once you kind of get it, like the second or third time through, you're like, then it kind of takes over, that subconscious just ability takes over. And
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and that's where you
just
can
free
channel
yourself to
whatever
channel it,
whatever
yeah.
thing, whatever vibration you're picking up on the ether, like you're channeling it. You're locking in on the frequency.
Yeah, mine too, probably.
No, that's a good start, because I looked at my phone. We're like,
It's
probably got
right out an hour.
coming into the wrap up phase here, but
Are we gonna have to cut any of this stuff? It's like, do we keep going in case we gotta?
No, we're not cutting shit, bro. It's all
shit.
going live, dude. Don't say shit you don't want going live,
If
bro.
you don't like this,
And-
you
and
can
don't
turn it off.
You don't apologize
You coulda
for
turned
shit
it
on this
off
podcast.
already.
We don't apologize here. We own it. I haven't owned everything I've ever said, but
Well,
I decided from here on I'm just owning it
This
all.
is it. This is the
yeah,
moment.
it's like, yeah, why not?
Hell yeah.
Maybe that's finding your voice, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Well,
yeah.
finding where your stance on things too. You know.
Yeah, well, and that only comes from like the battle tested like life shit that, you know,
The experience we've had, the
unfurls.
experience that we've heard that others around us have had. You know.
Yeah.
Listening to other people's stories too. You know, trying to figure it out.
Dude, I see Stevie Ray Vaughan in you though, dude, for sure. Like when you play, I really do. Wherever
I could
he
never
is,
deny that.
wherever-
I mean, you too, right? I mean,
I think I got some of it in me for sure. Yeah.
I think
I grew up listening to all that.
A lot of us that have a blues tinge to what we do. I mean, but then also Jimi Hendrix. Like Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, well,
Is my,
that's
is
who
my
Stevie
biggest-
was.
That was my biggest hero. I was a fan of Hendrix before I even knew who Stevie Ray Vaughan was, and so it's like. But then Stevie was a huge Hendrix fan.
Hendrix was your Stevie.
I was the other way
to
around.
Stevie.
But then I had both of them, and then it was like,
Yeah.
you know, and there's so many of these like Stevie Vaughanabees, right? And I kind of was one when I was really young, and then
Yeah.
I'm like. But then I was like, well, I'm also really into Hendrix too, and then I got really into the old black blues musicians that influenced all them too, and then they became my influences, and then just listening to all kinds of music, keeping my ears open, like that's when you become the individual, you know. It's
Yeah.
like find your own voice, you know. And I think too, maybe I got
And
a
then
little
you
too
figure
far
out how
into
you're
the,
going to take over the world.
yeah. Well, you know, I haven't figured even fucking half of that out.
No,
I mean,
you're-
it's figured out how to change my world.
You're
yet.
doing it. You're doing it ultimately, like because you get paid, and it's the great part is that it's also your soul food. So you know,
Yeah,
That's a nice
that
thing.
can be a bad thing too. Sometimes, you know, doing what you
Make
love
it a
for a
little less
living
fun.
can. Well, it's yeah. I mean,
Take
I
a
think
little of the
I always
innocence
still
away.
find a way to enjoy it, but then it's like sometimes you feel stuck taking gigs or doing things that you might not want to do, just because they maybe pay better than others. So But it's still, I mean, like people have offered me like the wedding band gigs or that kind of shit. I'm like, nope.
Hey man,
It pays really well. I'm like, no, I'll just be poor.
bro, fuck that. Fuck that.
There
I'll
are
sell
parts
out.
of my
I'll sell
soul
out
that I
all
will
day.
not fucking
hook me up with
sell.
those people that book that shit. I'll go do it. I'll go DJ. I'm gonna be a great
I'll
wedding
go play
DJ.
A wedding band.
I don't give a shit. I have no integrity.
Well,
I got rent to pay.
exactly.
Every time I turned
Fucking-
it down, I'm like, yeah, I should probably be doing that.
Dude.
You've done wedding gigs before.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But not like on the regular.
Yeah,
But, you know,
dude.
that's
yeah.
a whole nother world of shit to
It-
talk about.
Dude, yeah, yeah.
not
For
open
another
that
day. But where you got anything like what do you both got like as far as like anyone that might be end up listening to this, like what that to look at for them?
You can look at things on buenosdiazmusic.com. We're going to be at the Saxon Pub on the 20th.
Yeah, we'll have this out like by tomorrow.
Cool.
So yeah.
I think we're at the Skylark on
So
Saturday.
this coming Thursday, it'll be this coming Thursday by
Yeah, like next
by
week.
when this
the
is out.
20th, whenever that is.
I'll be there,
Yeah. Yeah, there's some stuff
and I
going
might
on.
be square. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to go play in New York this year and San Francisco. And
Fuck yeah,
get out
man!
of town a little bit.
Hell yeah, dude!
It's going to be cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm excited to work a bunch right now.
Yeah. No, dude, that's fucking great, man. That's awesome to get and also to be out, get on the road and shit. It's good. You were already just got back from the road.
Yeah,
It's good to
we
have
played
a
in
change.
Mexico last week. It was cool.
Did you really?
Fuck yeah, bro!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we were down
Down in
off
Mexico.
an island off Cancun. That was dope.
Isla Mujeres.
Yeah.
I wanted to go. I
bring
saw
you.
y'all went
I'll bring you.
last year. I'm like, I want to go.
I'll bring you on your. I should bring
Dude.
you. I should bring you when I bring the Mighty Orc and we just shred.
Dude. We were
What's
just
your
talking about that dude
what's
the
your
other night. He's
Instagram
a good
handle?
buddy.
Buenos Diaz music.
Buenos Diaz music.
Yeah. DIAZ.
Yeah.
Buenos with an A?
Well,
Buenos.
Buenos with an O.
Will
What are they?
Gage is always every Sunday. Well, most Sundays.
See what you did there.
Can be found. Yeah, I know. You
Usually,
damn right you do.
most every single Sunday.
Most
yeah,
Sundays
Seaboys, Heart and
can
Soul.
be seen gallivanting about
Yeah.
along
Musical-
Seaboy's way.
Musical gallivanting. Yes,
No,
yes,
like
indeed.
doing some stupid shit that makes me fucking not be able to enjoy anything else in my life is what you're doing. Dude.
I don't know if I can fully accept the responsibility for that.
No, it's fucking yeah, no, you're that's why I asked you because I mad respect, man, and like I said, it's great to have you on, man. Thank you for coming,
Yeah,
bro.
dude, it's good.
I wish we had more time.
I remember
today.
when
Once-
I first met you, or when we first started hanging out years ago. You were telling me that y'all wanted to do this
Yeah, no.
podcast, and so
Sick
when
podcast.
you know,
you speak it into existence
like-
eventually.
Yeah.
well, yeah, and I'm actually proud of y'all that y'all actually got it going.
Yeah, well,
and
this-
this is
dude-
really kind of my first legitimate podcast I've ever done.
Nice.
So I'm like,
Fuck yeah, we
this
popped
is
that
fucking
cherry.
great. This is fun.
Dude,
And
that-
I got my boy
Bro,
Nick Diaz
Cabaza
is
as a
here.
season.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
So-
good first cast for him.
Yeah,
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
so let's do this again.
Yeah, I'm down, man.
Unless I said some shit that might
I want
got me canceled already.
If I asked you if you have Matt's number, fucking text him and then get his ass in here.
I'll have to check. I'm not sure if I do have his number, but I think I might.
And then we'll pit y'all in a fight at the end of the episode
Nice.
with a
I want to
bath
see that.
of
Yeah.
Like
baby oil.
Yeah, I was about to say-
Baby oil and ketchup.
man, you gotta be careful saying baby oil, man. After Diddy, man. What didn't Diddy do?
Oh man.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it if Diddy did it. What didn't Diddy do?
Dude, that's a nice little
We need a whole other
cherry
hour to
on
get
top
into
of that.
Diddy. Yeah.
we
ain't even.
we'll
that's
save that
it.
for
You
the
know,
next time.
I've started shying away from any of that topic because at first I was like, I really don't even know what was going on, and I kind of looked up some stuff, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm done wanting to know
Did y'all
about
ever
things.
watch Get Him to the Greek?
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny, and it's like Diddy is basically
aged like
playing
milk.
Is he,
that
like, chasing
character,
them?
but it's really him.
That's an
Yeah.
age like milk, dude. Is what
Yeah.
that is.
Think about milk from that long ago.
Yeah, dude.
That's disgusting.
Bro, fucking A. I'm running the light here with my producer, so we'll get
Cool.
you guys again. Thank y'all again
Cody,
so much
thank
for
you, bro.
fucking
Yeah,
coming
man,
out.
thanks,
I
dude.
appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. We having fun. We out.